Hi, I'm Ezelle from the upcoming. It's lovely to speak to you about Coraline. Can you tell us, maybe for viewers that are coming new to this, what the film is all about? What can they expect when they watch it?
Okay, well, I think that it's one of the best stop animated films ever, particularly stop motion animation. But it's a story about a few things. I guess primarily it's about a young girl and her sort of curiosity, her sort of seeking what may be a place where she doesn't appreciate what she has, and it takes her on this adventure where she learns a lesson and ultimately has to save the day. And I think she's a brave, independent, wonderful character that I think girls can be inspired by. But I also think it's a story about family. It's a story about that really touches on what it's like to be a parent, to feel frustrated and be struggling but still love your child, and so I think in the end it's a family story too. It definitely pushes the envelope of scary. I know some people who were, 7, 8, 9 when they first watched it, and it was definitely memorable to them, but in a good way. I don't know, I'm really honored to be a part of it.
And can you tell us a little bit about the character that you play? Because you sort of end up being 3 different types of characters, different mothers. What was that like, kind of switching between those roles, and how did you kind of prepare to play that?
Thank you for asking. It's such a good question. I did approach it as 3 different roles. The first mother, the real mother, I in a way was the most difficult, because I think I had to approach it as a very grounded mother, a very heavy mother, a mother that, like many mothers, is overworked, exhausted, frustrated, at the end of her patience, but still loves her child. And I think mothers in general, we want to be perfect, so it isn't so pleasant to embrace that side of us of when we've really just had it. But that's kind of the place I had to be in to approach that mother. The other mother is perfection. She's much more airy. She's not reactive, because everything is in control and everything is perfect and as it should be. And that's kind of her space. And it isn't really till you get to the third most evil mother, which I really thought of as, when you realize you're really not going to get your way, and that not getting your way means death. And that was the energy of that kind of evil source of storytelling. And so that's sort of how I approached the 3 of them. And with Henry Selick as a director, I think his biggest overall note was to always keep it in reality and, keep these people real. And so that's what I tried to do.
And what do you think makes it so unique in the world of stop motion and the way that we've moved forward to CGI and everything? When you look back at this, what do you think and hope that viewers will find so unique?
Well, I think you can't help but really see it in its finality as a piece of art. I look at it and I think this should be hanging on a museum wall like the Mona Lisa, even though it's a movie. But it's just masterful, Certainly not because I'm in it. It's because of the artistry it takes to pull off a visual film like this, and so I think of it as art. And I think if there's any ounce of you that's interested in celebrating art, you have to see this film. Well, I'm really excited. It's honestly one of my favorite projects that I was ever a part of, and like some other things I've done, to be a part of a piece of art, a piece of entertainment that one generation of people watched and then another generation are still enjoying, and that makes me really happy. I feel like, in a way, Coraline was a bit ahead of its time when it originally came out, and I'm excited to see the society of today get to receive it, because I think they might be even more ready for it. I guess there's so many things. The story, the characters, the final result of it is gorgeous and amazing. But I think if I was going to pick one thing, it's that when you're a part of an animated film like this that takes many, many years to reach fruition, it's so many artists, so many unbelievably skilled artists that it takes to put it together, and I'm just one piece of that, and I like being a part of that puzzle. I think it's a beautiful movie. It's an unbelievable example of stop motion animation, which is, you know, a rare art in itself. And I think if you're kind of a person who appreciates that, then this has to be at the top of your list. But I think the story and the fact that the hero is this strong, independent young girl who's, you know, artful and unique in her own right, and she's a curiosity. She goes after this adventure, and in the end has to face some fears to sort of save the day. And I think it's a universal, inspiring story.